Hello students, today we are going to discuss synchronization of threads. We have discussed multi-threading already, and now we are going to discuss synchronization of threads. Basically, what does synchronization means? It does not allow your thread to switch the context. That means if at all your thread is running, and in case it is asleep for a while, it switches to another thread which is active right now. And in case you do not want to switch this context, what will you do? You will use synchronization of methods. I'll tell you how without synchronization our method will work, and how we can implement synchronization in our program. Basically, it is used to use whenever we are using shared resources, we use synchronization of methods. If I'm going to tell you this with an example, let me first explain what type of example I'm going to make for you. I'm going to make one example program which will have three classes. One will be the table class, which will have a one method that will print a table of a particular number which has been passed as argument. Second will be my thread class, which will have four instance variables. One will be a thread object, which will be my runnable instance. As I have already told you that this runnable instance will be one which will be used in our constructor, right? Second will be string name. This will be a name of your thread, right? Whatever you will pass in your constructor. Table TB, this one will be an object of this previous class table. Why? Because we need to call this print table method inside our thread run method, right? To call our print table method, right? So we need an object of table class. That is why we are using this table TB object, right? And then there is a variable n, integer variable n. Why we are using this? We are using this for argument to print table method, right? So these are four instance variables that we are going to use in our thread class, right? And then we will implement this thread class. And last one will be our synchronize sync thread class. This will give you the implementation of your thread. I'll continue my thread class that we have created in our last program. So first of all, let me create a class table over here. I'll explain each of this in detail. Let me create a class table over here. This class table will have only one method, that is my print table method. Now this print table method can have anything which you can think of, or it can print the table of any number that you can think of, right? I'll just use a for loop for int. Okay, first of all I have to specify public, then name of my method, or let me just say void, then name of my method, that will be print table, and I'll pass one argument over here, int n. Now I'll just specify the code to print the table of a number. Let it be for int I is equal to 0 or I is equal to 1. Since we are printing a table, I'll take I is equal to 1, I is less than 6, and then I plus plus, right? And after that I can simply use a system.out.println just to print the value of table, right? So I'm using this method over here to print the value of my table. So that will come up to n star I, right? That's it. This will print the table. Now in case I just want to have this I'm printing, and in case I want to use my sleep method, as I have already told you that there is a method known as sleep, which is used to suspend a particular thread for a while. This sleep method is capable of raising interrupted exception. That is why you have to use it inside try block. So I'll just use a try block over here, and just after thread.sleep I'll finish my just after my thread.sleep I will finish my for block, and after that I can finish this one. I'll just do this for you so that you can understand where it is working and where it is not. Okay, so this is my for block, right? This is my for block, and just after that I have finished my try block. After this try block I'll have to use catch block, catch exception, and E, and I can give a blank implementation over here since I do not want to specify any other thing over here. After this I have finished my printable method, right? So this is the implementation of a printable method inside my class table. That's it, we are done with this. So as I have already told you that we will be creating 3 classes, so we are done with this printable method. Then next one is our thread class. This thread class is having 4 instance variables. Let us see what we are having in our thread class. Here my thread class is having 3 instances, 2 instances. Now I will be adding 2 more, table tb, and then one is integer n. So we are using all these variables as instance variables for our class. Now what I have to do is I have to specify my constructor over here. Now for my constructor I have to specify different types of variables over here. I can use these 3 values inside my constructor, and thread will be initialized in the same way. So first of all my value will be name of the thread, then an integer value, and then third will be the object of type table that we have created earlier. This table is a capital T. Okay, so here it is. Now I can initialize my instance variables. Let name be x, and then thread new, we have to create new thread. Before going into new thread I will just initialize n with a, and that is it. And then I can create anything. यहाँ पर भी हमने tb पास कर दिया, let it be just t1, or what should I say, temp, let it be temp. It will be a temporary variable, so tb is equal to temp, right? So we have initialized all these variables, and then we have initialized our thread by using new thread method, and then we have started our method. In a run method, what I have to do, I don't have to specify any system.out.println, rather I just have to call my printable method. Since printable method is residing in my table class, I have to use object of my table class, and then I can use my printable method. And this printable method will take input in form of integer argument, so I'll pass n over here. So this is it. I have created my class also. So we have finished with thread class as well. Now we will be making sync thread class. In the sync thread class we will be implementing just our thread. So I'll be making my thread t1 and my thread t2. While creating our threads, what we want to do is we have to pass different arguments. First will be the name, second will be the argument or the number for which we want to pass the number which we want to print the table of, and third will be the object of the table class. So for this we have to create the object of table class. Now let it be 9, right? And then I will be passing table class object over here. Before that I have to make an object of this table class. Let it be tb is equal to new and then table, right? We have not specified any constructor for table class, so we can use default constructor. Now this is the simple program that we have created. Now I'll show you how it works and why do we need synchronization in our programs. Let us just compile it. Okay, there is one error. I have not kept a semicolon over here. Just put a semicolon over here and then compile it again. Yes, now it is compiling fine, and now we can see how it works. What we are expecting is we are expecting tables of 10 and 9 one by one, but let us see what is the answer. Now here you can see there is mixed answer. First it is printing 10, then 9, then 20 and 18, then 30, then 27, and this is not what we expect. We expect that first of all table for 10 should be printed, and then table of 9 should be printed. This can be achieved by using synchronized keyword in our print table method. Our print table method is the one which should be synchronized, or which should be used by only one thread at a time. So we will use synchronized keyword with a z over here, prefixed with the declaration of our print table. Just by doing this we can achieve what we want. We'll just compile it again and then run this. Now you can see it, first of all it is printing the table of 10 and then it is printing the table of 9. So if at all you want your method to be executed for a particular thread or for a particular execution at one time, then you have to use this synchronize keyword, and this is the use of synchronization in Java. I hope this is clear now. Thank you.